Hi everyone, welcome to Third Coast Gaming Radio. We're back from a break. We're back. It's episode 25. It is April 18th. It is almost April 20th. 420 graze it in 2 days. I'm joined by my co-host Austin Taylor.
Is 420 a thing for, like, farm animals? Is that why we're grazing it?
I just gotta graze it, my dude. 420 glaze it. They're for donuts too.
Glaze, like
Yeah.
donuts? Oh,
I'm getting
actually,
glazed, my dude.
I might go buy donuts at some point.
Yeah, it's not bad. I could,
kind of want a donut.
you know, Krispy Kreme will go a long way. Like if we're gonna sit here and do a tier list for donuts, Krispy Kreme, they're just so fluffy, and the icing.
I've always been a real, like, Shipley's person. But like there's like a local donut place in Lubbock that's really good.
Oh, I wonder how you thought about that. Was someone in Lubbock, maybe? I don't think I've been to a Shipley in forever. So.
Yeah, I was in. That's probably why we had to take the break like last week. Is I was out of town. I was in Dallas like for the beginning of last week, and then I was in Lubbock for
I slept in that
the
day.
rest of like.
It was a very nice Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, Krispy Kreme's got good variety though. Speaking of donuts, still, they have this like blueberry like muffin donut, and I was like, oh, this is, and it's like a glazed one. It's not like, I don't like the icing. I like glazed donuts.
Yeah. Just a glazed donut does a lot for me. I actually haven't been to a Krispy Kreme in a while, and I was gonna go like maybe go to a Krispy Kreme once I got vaccinated, but then we put the pause on the Johnson & Johnson shot, so like that, that's not happening anytime soon unless someone can get me a Pfizer.
Oh yeah, they're talking about that blood clot thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and like 6 people of millions.
Hey, you could be the 7th person. This is what they say in house. You know, it's very rare, but it could happen, Austin.
Please, no, we can't visit House. The TV show House.
We can't talk about donuts and House in a row. They two don't. Ooh,
and call it
chocolate
like
iced
any sort of authority.
Sprinkle. Here it is. Yeah, blueberry cake. What was I gonna say? I had one more. Oh yeah, I was doing Uber Eats and I delivered someone like a dozen donuts at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, okay, these people are getting glazed. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way to do it, man. That's like, if I could be living my best life, that would be me, right? I would be getting donuts at midnight or going to a Waffle House.
Yeah, delivering donuts. All right, first story up. This is coming out of Bloomberg. Is that the all right? So
video games. This is kind of a double thing that had kind of happened. Was that there's a smaller studio working on a Last of Us remake, and this is from Jason Schreier off of Bloomberg. Is that one of their studios was wanting to work on a Last of Us remake. A remake of Uncharted 1.
Oh, that's
no.
Okay, that's oh yeah, they were originally going to do Uncharted 1, but it was going to be a lot of work. So they were going to do Last of Us instead, and I think Sony wanted Naughty Dog to do that instead. Do you see, is there a company name for the studio that was working on the remake? Is it Visual Arts Service?
So this is the thing, right? This is I believe San Francisco-based studio that is not like officially named in Sony's like umbrella or like family of studios that they own, because this is a sort of usually support studio. And the story here is that a small team of people working at the studio wanted to sort of redefine this studio's role within the larger PlayStation family, and they wanted to try working on a remake of, Uncharted 1, because that's a game that could really use that treatment. Whether or not, like, and that's, opinions of that game being whatever. And they were told by Sony, like, how about you do The Last of Us instead? Because it would supposedly be less work. And as they made progress on that development of that project, they weren't given like the resources to, make real like progress on this project. And then it it sort of insinuated or said that like the Herman Holst, who is now like a global like executive for Sony at large, who this used to be he used to be the president of Guerrilla Games, the developers of Horizon Zero Dawn, thought that the project would not be like continuing the project under the uh, guidance of this studio and this team would not be worth it, so they moved that project to Naughty Dog. And Naughty Dog is now working on a remake of The Last of Us.
Yeah. And at the same time, there is this stuff coming out of Sony Bend, which is the Oregon-based studio. I think they did the Uncharted Vita game, and then they went on to... No, that's a different... That's Ready at Dawn. Never mind.
Yeah, Ready at Dawn did...
I know.
Did that
Sony Bend did Days Gone, and they had split off at some point into two teams to work on... What was it? It was the Days Gone 2, and they were going to support Naughty Dog in a Uncharted sequel. But I think now they're just helping Naughty Dog with a multiplayer project.
Yeah, so this is the other thing. You get some complications here because like this story talks about Sony Bend, they wanted to work on Days Gone 2. That pitch was rejected, and they were instead sort of assigned to doing an Uncharted project that it sounds like has also kind of vanished, or like won't be making much more progress because they are now working on a new IP.
Yeah, okay, and they did do Uncharted Golden Abyss and Siphon Filter before that. I'm trying to think. Who were the Order 1866 guys?
That's Ready at Dawn.
Okay. What did they do before? Did they do a Vita game too? They did a God of War thing, I think. Yeah, they did God of War Origins and God of War Ghost of Sparta. Or Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta on the PSP. That's what I was thinking about, PSP games. Anyway, so yeah. And then I'm kind of glad there wasn't going to be a Days Gone 2. I'd rather a new IP from them. I don't know. I didn't play Days Gone. I know that game sold well enough, and people probably have like a deep enough fascination with this. But it's weird that like here's the Bloomberg title kind of hits it, where it's like Sony's obsession with blockbusters is stirring unrest within PlayStation. But I think these are also at the same time like decisions they're making that they're kind of trying to get these studios to do something different. I don't know. It's very strange.
They want these studios to make hits, right? Like they want these uber successful hits is what's happening. Like opinion of Days Gone, like I did not care for Days Gone, but at the same time, like you could tell that this game was made by people who were deeply proud of what they made. Like there is a lot of love and care in the systems of Days Gone that I think really, like when the game is at its best, really shines through and makes like the motorcycle in that game is, for instance, is interesting, and like how you have to manage fuel and such, right? And I think if they wanted to make a sequel for a game that performed pretty well, right? I think, that would have been fine. I don't know if I would have bought it, right? Like I did with Days Gone, but like I would be more than willing to like see what that could be. And like what this story shows is like Sony, in their pursuit of like finding these hits, are focusing specifically on properties that are proven, and a lot of these properties that they have, they're proven to be successes, come from Naughty Dog. So they're essentially transforming studios, and like this is like a fear that these developers speak about. This developers working at the San Francisco studio and at Bend talk about is like they are afraid that they are just becoming Naughty Dog support studios, and they are losing their identity.
Yeah, because Sony does have like a lot of support studios. Like I think they have one in London, they have one in Paris as well, and I think they have one in San Francisco. So yeah, at the moment, Bend ended up not working with the Uncharted stuff, and I think they're currently working on their own game.
Yeah.
I remember Days Gone took like 6 years to make, so I don't know if they're wanting them to scale back a little bit and work on something smaller. Because I know the open world stuff takes a little longer, and it's kind of. I know they're of Last of Us and Uncharted or no, Last of Us and Days Gone are both kind of like in that zombie genre. There's like a little bit of conflicting stuff with that, but I don't know if that. I mean, that wouldn't be the reason to nix Days Gone 2.
No, I don't think.
I think they're just looking for something else.
Yeah, well, they're looking for stuff that's going to guarantee success. Like, does a Days Gone 2 guarantee success? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think it's certainly a more interesting idea than a new Uncharted game or a remake of a game that came out in 2013.
Yeah, and there is like, Sony does have Blue Point in Austin right now doing their remakes. I could see them doing like an Uncharted 1 remake more than like someone else. It's just kind of wild that we would be in the spot. I mean, I know Demon's Souls got a remake, but I was like, oh, maybe they should remake more PS2 stuff. But I can't think of any other PS2 games that I would like want a remake really bad of.
Yeah, but I mean, there's more to it in here than that, right? Like, it's more than like maybe like give that to Blue Point. It is like within this story, like reading between the lines, like this is a team that's trying to take on a project and they're being actively undermined by their executives.
Yeah.
Like they were not given the resources to like make this Last of Us remake succeed on the terms that that the studio would be able to do, so it was then moved to Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
It's pretty depressing. And like a lot of the people, the couple dozen people who were working on that remake initially have left.
Yeah. So I don't know who's asking for a Last of Us remake, but those games do well enough. Like you were saying, it's hits. People will probably
like it's more about like the hopeful timing of being able to get this out alongside the HBO show more than it's like providing a demand that people like something people want.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about the HBO show. Speaking of companies doing other stuff, Epic is apparently this is like they were looking at the finances over the last year of exclusives, and Epic basically is losing money. They're losing $300 million on the Epic's game store from the free games mostly. Apparently, they're making the money back with their selling games, but the free games they've been losing money on. But there was some quote that saying their head of studio, is it Tim Sweeney? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Sweeney?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's fine. We'll be all right. We'll be back in it by 2023. Yeah, they said they think they'll start earning annual profits in 2023.
Yeah, like the argument Sweeney presents in this article is like we are actively having to burn through cash to become a competitor of like on a platform that has only like really accepted Steam, right, as the mainstream marketplace.
Yeah, like one of my coworkers is like if it doesn't come out on Steam, then it's not a PC game.
Yeah, like people have that like weird feeling about Steam. It's just like, oh, like I don't want to get it unless I can get it on Steam, which is just strange.
It's almost draining, but they Epic's got the Fortnite money, and I'm sure the money they put into it, they are quadrupling at a certain point.
Oh yeah, they're making money.
Yeah,
like it's not like Epic Games is losing money. It's Epic Games is like losing money on the storefront.
So they
are a successful company.
So that's what you do. You make profit on one thing, and then you put it into another project until it makes profit, and then you do that again. So these PC Gamer pages are unresponsive. But yeah, I think that's an interesting thing coming out of Epic. Speaking of Epic, hey, let me tell you about the 5 games they're giving away this week, Austin. If PC Gamer will load. I was so ready
acoustic
to
game ever.
tell you about these games, Austin.
I'm ready for you to be ready to tell me about these games.
Yeah. Did you have these games up? I cannot seem to load the webpage, Austin.
Let's see. I have the webpage loaded. I will save us. Um, Deponia: The Complete Journey, which is a 3-game bundle. I don't know what this is. Um, it's an adventure game, it seems. I think I've seen images of it before, but I will not pretend I understand anything that I'm seeing. Then we have Kin Follett's The Pillars of the Earth, um, which is another adventure game based off of a book, maybe? A book series by Kin Follett named Pillars of the Earth. Or specifically the book that came out in 1989 called Pillars of the Earth. And then we have The First Tree,
Oh.
which is a game about a fox hunting for her family.
It sounds like my honeymoon. All right. Those are the games. We did it. We did it. We got it.
I have seen maybe one of these games before. It was probably Kin Follett.
Well, speaking of other stuff happening, hey, this Resident Evil showcase happened. What day was that? I wasn't paying attention. Was that April 15th? That was 3 days ago. That's fine. So showing off the Resident Evil 8 stuff, Resident Evil 4 coming to VR, which is kind of wild. And then they were talking about that Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, which is like an animated. Is this the animated or the live action one?
This is the animated.
Yeah, so this takes place right after Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, like Leon Kennedy gets back and it's like, oh, here's like reuniting with Claire somewhere in the White House. She like gives him a photo, like a drawing that a child made with like a bunch of zombies.
Oh no, the zombies are back.
Doing what they do, in that they eat people.
It looks like the zombie outbreak in the White House is just part of the story. Who knows? Wild.
Yeah, that'll be...
What if there were zombies at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Austin? That's like National Treasure 3's plotline. Boom.
I really feel like someone's written that graphic novel. I'm
sure as well. Yeah. And then these...
I'm interested...
Sorry, go for it.
Infinite Darkness seems a bit weird because I feel like this could be some way of redoing, like, Resident Evil 6. Or, like, could lead into, like, a redoing of Resident Evil 6 in a real way.
I would love a redo of Resident Evil 6. But I also want to beat Resident Evil 6 for some reason. Just on my bucket list. And then those demos came out, which you explained. These have different dates that they're coming out on. I think it's Village and Castle, right?
So so the first one is the first demo is for Village, and it's like you're gonna be walking around the village of Resident Evil Village. And then the second demo is going to be where you get to explore the castle of Resident Evil Village. And like the castle comes out, the demo for Castle comes out in like a week, right? So it comes out next Saturday. Currently, as of this recording, the demo for Village is available. However, it will be gone by the time this episode actually airs.
Yeah, saying till April 18th at 1 a.m. Apparently, it's already... You can't get to it anymore, but I don't know about that. Maybe this is only download. Maybe you can play it. I don't know. Sometimes those demos are weird. But the you can play both of them on May 1st at 5 p.m. to May 2nd at 5 p.m. So, hey.
Yeah, and then once by like on May 1st, they're going to sort of release a 60-minute demo that's going to be on multiple platforms. The thing about these first two demos is they're only available on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, and as someone who wants to play these on the new console, I'm probably going to wait for that one. The tall lady sucked the blood off your hand in the trailer. They did it.
Yeah, yeah. There's a trailer attached to the village demo. The tall lady like cuts your hand and then sucks your blood. And it's like, ah, yes, okay, this is what people want.
Feed the internet. Oh, no, werewolf attacks you. It's very cool. Oh, and Chris is here. And he's like...
Yeah, Chris is here.
Yeah.
He's like, I killed your wife.
Yeah, and there's a merchant. Big old merchant man. I'm not as big into the first-person Resident Evil stuff. But I'm excited to hear Austin talk about it. How'd it go? Was it alright?
Yeah, like... I think we can... maybe dive a bit deeper into it, like going to impressions. But like the demo that's there, like this 30-minute demo is, aside being like from bafflingly short and time limited, is a pretty fun demo to like explore this space and like get familiar with like the changes to systems that they've made here. Like for instance, how inventory works is really different than how it's worked in like Resident Evil 7 or the recent remakes.
Ah, I see.
Right, so it's all that kind of stuff. You can look at guns, like you look at all your guns now. You can see like they have levels because they're doing like upgrade paths for guns this time.
I do love upgrade paths. My favorite option from Resident Evil 4, which brings me into Mercenaries is coming back. The time limit score based murder-a-thon from Resident Evil 4 and 5. I think 6 added too. I don't remember.
I couldn't tell you.
Yes.
Yeah,
combos.
I don't know. This seems like weird. So just, I mean, Mercenaries is always like a kind of fun thing. But like the thing about Mercenaries is you can just play as any character, and it looks like here you're still gonna be Ethan. So it's just
vanilla Ethan. You can buy the weapons beforehand. That's what I learned from the trailer. Is that you pick your loadout beforehand instead of picking a character with a loadout.
Yeah, so it's a little weird. I don't know, putting Ethan in like an arcade mode is, especially when all your marketing is him like screaming about his dead wife.
Yes,
it's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Like the tonal shift is very Resident Evil.
Oh yes, very Resident Evil, very Capcom. Maybe I hope this makes him some good money. Me moving my hands together, being like, yes, Capcom, make money on this so you can make Lost Planet 4 a thing.
That's not happening.
I just want them to remake Lost Planet. Reboot it for me, please.
I just want them to put Lost Planet 2 on like PC in a way that works.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It doesn't work right now. It's very sad. It's very, very sad.
Yeah, it was on sale. It's on sale for like $3 right now, and I almost bought it, but every Steam review is like, this literally doesn't work.
No, you can play the single player on that just fine, but if you try to get into multiplayer, it's like, hey, use this Microsoft Live account, which is like a service that does not run anymore. So you have to like backwards get into it and like drop some files to get it to work. I couldn't figure out how to get it to work, and it kind of bummed me out. But hey, it works on the Xbox, so whatever. I paid $300 to have a Lost Planet box, and that's what I did. All right. I got the story coming from Screen Rant saying that Outriders still had high sales despite being free on Game Pass. So this was, according to MPD, as Outriders had high sales for the month it came out, which was, I guess, this month still. Still doing good. Hey, excited. I know they've had some problems. I think they had some loot bug that was like deleting people's inventories that they were trying to patch out the last 2 weeks. But they got crossplay back up with like PC, and then they've just been patching it. It's fine. It's a cool game. I still feel the same way about it. Rise is the second best seller, and Outriders is the third best seller. They don't say what, someone was tweeting this. Matt Piscatella. So hey, good for them. Good for them. Speaking of other games that were selling well, apparently Spider-Man Miles Morales has outsold Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima in lifetime sales, which is pretty wild.
That's not like terribly surprising.
No, not terribly surprising. Which, as well as like Spider-Man 1 did like 3.3 million sales in 3 days. That's just like the power of like IP and like Spider-Man and like how well those games have sold, like, or how well like Insomniac has made those games.
Yeah, people fucking dig Spider-Man.
Yeah. So here's like, I guess NPD has a top 12 for the year, or top 10 for the 12 months. It's Black Ops Cold War, Madden NFL, Modern Warfare, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then Miles Morales is number 5. So, hey, good on him. Good on him.
Yeah. I do hope that this like will lead to something material, right? Like, because when Miles Morales was coming out, it was very much made clear that this was not like the sequel to Spider-Man. This was like a sort of uh, almost something akin to like a standalone expansion, right? Or like a offshoot, in the same scale of like the Uncharted one, Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Right. It feels like it, as a way to sort of minimize risk, is you kind of market this as an experiment. And with this making, like, selling and moving as much units as it did, I do hope that this leads to like some like material shift in like how Sony views the idea of selling and marketing and making uh, Spider-Man properties that don't revolve around Peter Parker.
Yeah, so I hope I just want live action Miles Morales. We'll get to it eventually. It'll be Spider-Man 4 after he meets up with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. He'll just
well
Miles
they
Morales
tease, if I remember correctly, they tease Miles in like the first uh Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, but like kind of as a joke, right? Because he like webs I forget the actor, the guy who played Han Solo in Solo. I mean, not Han Solo in Solo, Lando Calrissian. Lando Calrissian in Solo. Donald Glover.
Yes.
Um,
Childish
he webs,
Gambino, as they call him.
yeah, he webs his like hand onto his trunk, and he's like, "I got to get to my nephew's birthday or something. He's his ice cream." And I think they tease Miles in that way. So we just have to wait for like, I don't know, Donald Glover's nephew, if he has one. I don't know if he does, to become like of age, and then like we'll just throw that kid into a Marvel movie.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people wanted Donald Glover for Miles. Hey, if the younger Miles gets big, they'll just have he'll go into some Spider-Verse and he'll hang out with older Miles Morales, who is just Donald Glover, as well as the Prowler. Yeah. He'll just turn into the Prowler as well. Who knows? He's selling guns, right? He's buying guns to rob places, and then he'll become the Prowler in 8 years.
Donald Glover is the Prowler, really. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing to think about. I don't know how well it would work, but you know what? I'd be willing to see it.
Yeah, I'd roll with it. Did you? I put the some Animal Crossing news on here because I try to do that every week. Is they're selling a soundtrack for New Horizons, and it's 7 CDs, Austin. And this, I'd pay $100 for this, but that's because I hate myself. It's out of stock though. I can't buy it, Austin. Can't get it.
I mean, they're really just saving you from yourself.
Yeah, they really are. Although I didn't buy that fucking beautiful Switch that they put out. I keep forgetting. I need to call this repair shop because my 3DS is still in there and they haven't fixed it yet. They don't call me. They don't tell me anything, Austin. They don't tell me anything. But this, it's okay. But this box that they give you with these Animal Crossing discs is beautiful and I want it.
I mean, where do you play CDs these days?
In my PlayStation 3. Yep. No, you.
Okay,
he's
like
You burn the CDs.
Yeah. Because I can't. Like last time I used a CD, it was like I think actually pretty recently. It was on my way up to Lubbock, and like I needed to charge my phone, and I just like threw the Dark Souls 3 soundtrack into my car's like radio
Oh, bad.
CD player.
Yeah.
That's the only time in like years that I've used CDs, and I'm trying to think of the use case for this kind of thing.
No, the last time I used a CD was probably like, my old coworkers at my first job gave me like their album of like, they're like punk CDs that they mixed. And I was like, oh, sick, I'll take these. I don't know where they are, but they're probably somewhere. Nostalgia-filled punk music, punk and rock
Yeah,
shit, and some indie
like
crap.
I remember loading like my 360 up with, and this is embarrassing, but like I loaded my 360 up with like Beatles music
Yeah.
because I went through like a Beatlemania in high school.
Beatlemania. Did you do your hair like
And
Ringo Starr?
no, Jesus Christ, no. I did not do the bowl cut. Um, like high school was the time when I like let my hair grow out to insane lengths.
Oh my. Oh my indeed. Well, I think that's it for news. We kind of grabbed everything going on. So we will be back for gaming impressions. I'm at Travis23 Doyle on Twitter. Where you at, Austin? What if I wanted What if I wanted to send Austin an email about Mass Effect body pillows?
I'm not putting my email address on here, but if you want to read my cursed fucking tweets, you can find me at beardless2 TWO.
Yeah, and I'm reviewing these body pillows every week, so you can check my reviews on my Twitter. They're not real. I'm not doing that. All right, bye.